Hi guys, what's up? Scott here. We're going to talk about TNA, a wrestling topic. Two things on TNA. Um, Two things I want to talk about TNA. One is the 6 superstars that they released just this past week or weekend, and the repackaging of the Suicide Gimmick, aka TJ Perkins, aka now known as Manik. Okay. Anyway, so I'll start with 6 releases. TNA released 6 superstars this past weekend. They released Madison Rayne, Crimson, Christian York, Taylor Hendricks, the redhead girl that won Gut Check, the first knockout to win Gut Check, and then I think Ryan Leslie. Yeah. Not Ryan Leslie, Joey Ryan. So yeah, so those were the 5. Yeah, that's 5 people. I counted. They may have released someone else too. Like, I can't think right now. Those are the people that they released. One thing I kind of hate with TNA is that, they, I don't know, TNA to me, they're very inconsistent. And like who they want to keep and stuff. It's ridiculous. I think TNA probably releases more people than WWE does. I mean, like I said, it's really ridiculous. Now, some people, you could probably say that need to be cut from the roster. Crimson being one of them. It was funny that he made that one appearance, 2 weeks ago against Joseph Park to enter into the Bound for Glory tournament, and he lost, and then like a week later he gets released. So I find that funny. So Crimson, for one, that's understandable. Joey Ryan, I don't see what's the purpose of releasing him. I thought Joey Ryan was kind of funny to me. He looked like a 1970s like porn actor or something. He's very pervy, which I thought was very hilarious, and he was a good wrestler. On top of that, I mean, you look at how they built Joey Ryan and bringing him into TNA. I mean, they spent the whole year of him being rejected from the Gut Check, and then him kind of somewhat invading TNA for like an entire year. He gets the match at Bound for Glory against Al Snow. He wins to earn a contract with TNA, and they haven't followed up with that at all. They haven't followed up with Joey Ryan since then. I mean, they put him up with Matt Morgan. Looked like they were going to have a tag team. They had about 1 or 2 tag matches. After that, they really didn't do anything else with Joey Ryan. So I think that was a bit of a waste. A waste of time and investment for Joey Ryan, and just like I said, a waste of a good talent. I thought Joey Ryan was a good talent. Madison Rayne, I can understand that they may release her because I heard that she was pregnant not too long ago. She probably still is pregnant, if not already had her child. So that's going to take some time away. I can sympathize with that. Taylor Hendricks. I kind of grew a liking to Taylor Hendricks. I thought she had a little something. I think the knockouts division is very limited right now in TNA. I think they need more knockouts on the roster, and I think Taylor Hendricks was a future bright spot for that division in the future, but they just cut her short, and I'm like, okay, that again, kind of like the whole Joey Ryan thing. You put him through Gut Check, wait, and you just cut him. It's a waste. Then you had Christian York. Christian York to me was kind of stiff for a guy his size, but he wasn't a bad wrestler. I mean, he was 35. He's been around the block and back. Christian York has been, everyone in the independent scene, and they just like looked like they were going to do something with him too. Like they had a bright spot for him, but they cut him. So it's funny because 3 of the people that they cut, they accepted with the whole Gut Check gimmick thing, and now they've released them. So it's like, what's the point of even having Gut Check now? Because you guys are firing and getting rid of the people that you've hired and let pass through Gut Check. And, like I said, for some of the people that got cut from TNA, some understandable and deserving. Others, maybe not so much. But that's one of the things I kind of dislike about TNA is that it's I'm not saying any of the guys that they cut were like breakout big stars, but that's one thing I just dislike about TNA is that they always cut people. And the only time they cut people from the roster is to save money and line Hulk Hogan's pockets more, like it isn't lined enough already with stacks of dough. They do that, or they cut people and use that money to bring in some veteran, washed-up WWE wrestler from WWE and pay them. That's the only two reasons why TNA cuts their talent. It's the only two reasons why they cut their talent. To line Hulk Hogan's pockets, or to use that money for the talent that they did have and paid for to pay some washed-up WWE superstar. So it wouldn't surprise me if, like, by Bound for Glory or something, we'll see some ex-WWE superstar come over to TNA. Maybe John Morrison or something. I don't know. I just don't care. And then last but not least, the suicide gimmick. I really want to talk about this. Suicide has been played by how many people now? Cass, Christopher Daniels. It was somebody else, I think, that may have played him as well. I forgot. And, well, now T.J. Perkins. Why don't they just let T.J. Perkins just be himself? I mean, the dude is a very, very, very talented wrestler. If you guys don't know who T.J. Perkins is, look him up on YouTube. The guy's a beast. So I was glad that TNA picked him up, but to have him in the suicide gimmick, I'm like, okay, this is stupid. This is a gimmick that's flopped with, like, great talent that played the gimmick, but the gimmick just never really got over. But they ended up doing what they did with what's his name? Austin Aries last week, where he impersonated Suicide to get the X Division title. Solid main event match. I was glad that TNA ended last week with the main event being an X Division championship match. That was a solid main event. And I'll get to that in a second. But, so last night they ended up bringing T.J. Perkins back, repackaging him, rebranding him. Still the same Suicide gimmick, but with a new name, calling him Manik. And the suit still looks similar to the Suicide suit, but it does look a little bit better. It doesn't look as cheesy. This freaking gloves, for one factor, doesn't look like of gloves. You know, if you guys seen the advertisement of gloves, they're like gloves that you use for the oven and stuff. So it at least doesn't look like oven mitts anymore. So the new costume design is a little bit more sleek. I'll just say that. It doesn't look as cartoony as the other one. But, like, why can't they just have T.J. Perkins just, like, get over on his own instead of having him go by this character Manik? I don't see TNA's obsession with trying to get this Manik Suicide gimmick over. I don't know. Hopefully it'll catch on. I mean, if TNA wants a masked wrestler that bad and this whole Suicide thing, I mean, T.J. Perkins is the perfect guy to get this character over. But so I hope it does well. I hope the repackage of Suicide, of the gimmick Suicide, and Manik, or T.J. Perkins playing as Manik, the new Suicide, I hope it gets him over, and I hope it works. But going on to the main event last night on TNA, like I said, solid match. Sabin ended up winning the X Division title back, and I was kind of disappointed because, and I love Chris Sabin, I do, and I don't think Sabin's going to cash in the belt to fight Bully, but I was really hoping that Austin Aries would have, like, won the belt. I mean, kept the belt and defended it, because I would have loved to have seen another Aries and Bully match with the world title on the line, even if it meant Bully still retaining. I still thought that would have been a great match to have on the X Division show that they'll be airing on TV. I thought that would have been a big main event for that. I mean, we'll see in the next coming weeks. But to me, my thing is, what are you going to sell to get people to want to tune in to X? You can't just say, oh, we're having Destination X on free TV. You can't just go with that and just think that by itself is just going to sell, just by saying X Division, Destination X pay-per-view free on TV. You just can't go off that alone. I think if they would have had, Aries keep the belt. He cashes it in to face Bully for the world title, and then during that time you have contenders to fight for that vacant X Division title at the Destination X event that'll be on free TV. I think that would have been much more intriguing, because you'd have a vacant X Division championship that Chris Sabin could have won back at the pay-per-view, and then you got the main event where it's Austin Aries versus Bully, which that those two have a good match, had a good match before against each other, and it's for the world title. I think that would have made a better sale and a better pitch for the Destination X event on free TV. But you guys let me know what you think about these 3 topics in the box as well. Comment, subscribe. Peace.